Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If you're stopping by the channel for the first time, please consider subscribing to my channel. And while you're at it, smash that like button for me. I really would appreciate it. In today's video, we're going to be talking about credit card arbitrage. Specifically, how to take your credit limit and turn it into cash. And then you would take that cash and invest it in assets that will build your wealth. Assets like the stock market, assets like real estate, and assets like a business. But before we dive into that, let me talk to you guys about some of the risks associated with using credit card arbitrage in order to create cash flow. The number one risk is you take your credit card limits and then you turn them into cash, and then you take that cash and you invest it and you don't make any money. Worst case scenario, you lose all of your money. That's a risk. That's a huge risk that you have to be willing to take. It was a risk I was willing to take because I had no other choice. I had no cash, but I did have decent credit. So I learned how to take those credit limits, turn them into cash, and then invest them. So that's your biggest risk, and that's one you'll need to think about before you use credit card arbitrage. The second risk is that your credit score decreases. See, when you're using credit card arbitrage, obviously you're going to be taking your credit limit and turning it into cash. So therefore your credit card utilization is going to go up. Credit card utilization is about 30% of your credit score. So you will have a temporary decrease in your credit score in some cases. Now in my situation, I don't really have a decrease in my credit score because I have a lot of available credit limit on multiple cards. But for someone that has a $25,000 credit card and they convert $20,000 of that $25,000 credit limit to use for credit card arbitrage, then obviously your credit utilization is going to be a lot higher than 30%, and you can have a decrease in your credit score. For me, I will take the temporary decrease in credit score in order to have access to cash to be able to invest to grow my wealth. So those are the two risks that I see associated with credit card arbitrage. You'll have to figure out if you can live with those risks. The way you mitigate them is when you do take your credit limit and you convert it to cash, you gotta have a strategy and a plan in place to be able to make money. Number one, make cash flow. And then you're gonna take that cash flow and you're gonna pay back the credit card, and then you're gonna keep the profit to invest in assets like I talked about earlier. So let's go ahead and get into how I convert my credit limits into cash so that I can invest in things like the stock market, real estate, and a business. Well, you got two options when it comes to utilizing your credit cards by way of converting the credit limit to cash. The first option is a short-term option. And that's simply you would take your credit card, you would go out and make purchases, you would then take those items that you purchased, and then you would turn around and try and sell them for profit. That's the first way. That's a short-term way. And the reason it's short-term is because your window before you have to pay back the credit card company is very short. In most cases, it's 30 to 60 days. You're gonna have to go ahead and pay that balance in full, or the credit card company is gonna force interest on you. And that interest could be significant. It could be anywhere from an introductory offer of 0 to all the way up to 30%, depending upon your credit card. The second way you can convert your credit limit to cash is a long-term approach. And it's the approach that I use. And that approach is called a direct deposit transfer. And with that credit card feature, you're able to take your credit limit and you're able to deposit it into your checking account. And in most cases, you'll have between 12 and 18 months to utilize that credit limit before you have to pay it back to the credit card company. So therefore, it's a longer term option to be able to turn credit limits into cash. How does a direct deposit transfer work? Most credit card companies are going to ask you to pay a transaction fee. Normally that transaction fee is between 2 and 4% of the amount you're going to take from your credit limit and turn it into cash. For example, you wanted to take a $30,000 credit limit and turn it into cash. You would take 4% of that $30,000, which is $1,200. That's the fee the credit card company would charge you. Now, the credit card company is going to take that fee out of your credit limit before they transfer the money to your checking account. So if you got a $30,000 credit limit, they charge you 4%. You're going to have $28,800 direct deposit transferred to your checking account. Then you're able to take that $28K and decide how you want to create cash flow and build wealth with it. In my situation, I would take the $28K and I could invest it in stocks. How would I do that? I would take the $28K, I would find companies that I understand, industries that I understand, and then I would invest my $28K into the stock market, into individual companies, like I said, that I know and understand. And two ways you're going to make money in the stock market. You can make money through dividends, where companies who are profitable and they take parts of that profit and they pass it on to shareholders, or through stock price appreciation. So if I buy Bank of America for $20 a share and over the next 18 months it goes up to $25 a share, so I bought in at 20 and it appreciates up to 25 and then I sell it. So now I've made a profit of $5 per share. That's one way I've made money using credit card arbitrage, is by buying individual stock, holding that stock for appreciation and for dividends, and then at the end of my 18 months, I would then cash out and pay off my credit card and keep my profits. The second way I've used it is through real estate. I would basically take the $28K and I can use that for a down payment on a new real estate property. I could use it for doing improvements to a real estate property that I've bought, right? Now, in order to be able to pay the credit card company back, you need to be buying real estate that's below market. So you want to go into a really good location and buy a piece of real estate below market value, because you want instant equity in that property when you buy it. Also, you can go into markets that are fast growing, markets where you may have to pay market rate, but it's growing so fast and people have a desire to live there that as soon as you buy it, a month later, it's increasing in value. You can also take the $28K and buy properties like that. I've done both. I bought below market and I bought at market. But if you buy at market, you better make sure you're in a market that's growing fast enough, because the way you get your money out of the real estate to repay the credit card is through a refinance of the real estate, and you got to have enough equity in it in order to pull the $28K out to pay it back to the credit card. Or you could do an equity credit line. Again, you still have to have equity in the property for that to make sense. The third way I would use the $28K is to invest that money into a business that I can grow into a big business. And then obviously at the end of the 18 months, if the business is profitable, you would take profits from the business and you would pay back the $28K credit card balance. So guys, those are three ways I would use credit card arbitrage in order to create cash flow and to create more wealth for myself. Credit card arbitrage is not for everybody. You have to make sure you understand the risk associated with using credit cards and turning them into cash. If you're stopping by the channel for the first time, please consider subscribing to the channel, share the video, smash the like button. Thoughts become things. If you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hands. You guys keep chasing your greatness. Never stop believing in yourself. I'm gonna catch you on the next video. Peace. If you want 5 free stocks, click on that link in the description box of this video, and Webull is gonna give you 5 free stocks valued up to $8,300 when you open a new Webull brokerage account and deposit at least 1 penny in that brokerage account. You're going to get 5 free stocks valued up to $8,300. So click on that link in the description box and go get your free stock and go get your free money. Today's video is sponsored by my company, RF Financial Consulting.
And in my company, I work with individuals just like you through financial mentoring and coaching sessions. And in those 1-hour sessions, we talk about strategies to help you get to your financial freedom, whether it be through real estate investing, stock market investing, creating additional streams of income, credit card arbitrage, or starting and growing a business. If that's something that you might be interested in, there's an email address in the description box of the video. Send me an email and let's discuss if I'm the right fit for you.